Welcome back to the channel. This is Slayer from BeatMachineProductions.com. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down a beat I made using a brand new one-shot kit from Lifestyle Did It. I'm going to link that in the description. Before we get into it, make sure that you like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Really appreciate all the support, and let's jump into it. Alright, so the first thing I did when I started this track was open up Keyscape, pulled up one of the presets here. I went with a natural preset. I didn't really change much of the parameters over here. Then I went in and created this simple pattern. So after I made that first pattern, I actually cloned Keyscape and made a second pattern, and this is what it sounds like. So after I finished that second piano pattern, I actually opened up some RC20. I went to this preset here, and then I adjusted some of the parameters until it fit in the mix the way I wanted it to. This is what it sounds like now. So after I finished with the piano parts, I went in a one-shot kit. I pulled out the synth bass, and then I cut out a little bit of the low end and tamed a little bit of the high end, and this is what the part sounds like. So this is pretty much on an E flat the entire time, just like the bass piano. The only change is at the end of the fourth bar and the eighth bar where we go into octaves from B to B and then B flat to B flat. So after I got the synth bass part put in, I went back to that same one-shot kit and I found this bell. So I dropped that in a mixer track. I actually put some delay on it, and you can see those settings here. And then I also put this plugin called Wider on it just to spread out the sound a little bit. And this is what the pattern sounds like. So after the bell part, I went back to this one-shot kit one more time. I found a pad. This is what it sounds like. I opened up the envelope and actually turned everything down except for hold. So now whenever I play the pad, it's going to cut off immediately. And this is what the pad sounds like. After I finished with my melodies, I jumped straight into the 808. You can see here, it's nothing too crazy. I stayed on the E flat pretty much the entire time, the root note, along with the piano and the synth bass. I did have a few jumps right here, and I kept those pretty much the same. I just added an extra note here just to give a little bit of change and variation. I also turned down the velocities here so that these higher notes wouldn't stick out too much in the mix. This is what the 808 sounds like. So after the 808, I went straight into the drums and started with a clap. So on the very end of the clap, I actually got this chop by highlighting the note and then hitting Option U on Mac, Control U on Windows, and that brings up this menu here, and I could chop the note into parts. And then I simply just played with the velocity until I got it the way I wanted it. This is what it sounds like by itself. So after the clap, I went into the snare drum. It's pretty simple throughout. I did add a fill here on the end. I chopped this note with the same chopping tool I used on the clap, lowered the velocity, and then panned these two notes hard left and hard right. This is what the clap and snare sound like together. Next, after the snare drum, I added a perk. After the rim, I added a hi-hat. This is pretty much just a two-step hi-hat with a few notes added here or there. I did play with the velocity and the chop tool on most of these until I got it right, and I also panned some of them hard left and hard right, just like I did with the snares. After the hi-hat, I added a kick drum and an open hat. So after I finished with the drums, I started to sequence the track. I added a few risers here and here going into the hook and then into the bridge. And I also added some white noise here. The last thing I did was on the intro, I took the higher piano part and I simply just added some halftime to it just to have some variety from when the hook drops in later on. So that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure that you like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Leave a comment below and let me know what you thought about the beat. It's coming up next. Again, appreciate the support. See you guys next time.